I want to now bring in Cassandra Collins. She had shared the tiny jail cell with Jodi before the trial started. Cassandra, thank you for joining us. My panel's sitting here listening. They'll have questions for you as well. Give me the sort of the basic sense of, well, first of all, why you decided to tell this story, and secondly, what was it like?
I lived with her in a jail cell at Estrella Jail from February 16th, 2012 to March 23rd, 2012, a total of 37 days. And it was a horrific, very traumatic and disturbing experience living with Jodi Arias.
What did she do? What happened?
Number one, she would talk about her case openly every day. You had 18 days. I had that double the dose of it. I had 37 days of listening to Jodi talk in graphic detail about her case. And she made some very disturbing comments, has no remorse, and then she made threats against key people in her case as well.
Like she was going to hurt them?
Correct, yes, sir.
And what is it she told you about the case?
She, at the time, I was pre-trial, before her trial started, and even at that time, she was already confessing to myself and other inmates that she did kill and murder Travis Alexander. So she was already admitting to committing the crime, but when she admitted that she committed the crime, she demonstrated no remorse whatsoever. She even bragged about it like it was a trophy killing.
I saw an interview you did with someone that she said that she should be giving an award. She said this about herself because she killed a child molester.
Yeah, I could tell you her comments directly why she said to me why she did this, because I asked her, I said, Jodi, why did you kill Mr. Travis Alexander? And she responded back by saying she did the world a favor, that she ended the life of a pedophile, that she saved the lives of many innocent children, that Travis would have victimized in the future. She claimed that Travis already victimized one child already.
Wow.
And that a jury would have sympathy for her and perceive her as a hero.
Now,
I want to give
Cassandra, I want to give the panelists a chance to ask you some questions. Jenny, you had a question for Cassandra?
I do. I just want to know, in jail, was she sexual or provocative? Did she have any hookups? What was she like in that way?
Yes, she was. She would talk very graphically and talk about the photographs that Detective Esteban found on a camera. She'd talk about each one of those photographs in graphic detail. Then she'd talk about her own, her body parts.
Mm-hmm. Johnny, you have a question?
No.
Johnny?
I do. Cassandra, back to Travis. When you asked her why she killed him, she mentioned that he was a pedophile. Did you ask her to go into further specifics, or do you think that was just like a total sociopathic lie that she made up as to why she killed him?
I think it was a total lie. Anything she was saying to me, I did not believe. None of it made sense. It didn't even sound plausible to me.
Okay, I have a question.
Greg.
I'm just curious. How do you answer critics, like myself, who say, you were behind bars with her too. You were in jail. It's any testimony that I hear from somebody like yourself, it's suspect to me. It's like
Greg?
I don't quite understand.
Greg, I'm glad you brought that up, actually, because Cassandra is actually a very highly trained nurse, and what I'm going to ask her to do in the next, and she's been criticized on that exact front, for that, right, Cassandra? People have taken that up with you.
Yes, and I'm not a convicted felon. I have no felonies on my record. I'd never been. Jail and prison are different. Jail is where you go prior to your trial. I've never been to prison, so I'm not a convicted felon. I do have misdemeanors on my record, and even 6 of those cases have been set aside, expunged from my record. But I am not a convicted felon. I have never hurt nor harmed a human being in my entire life.
But Cassandra, my understanding is people have said, oh, well, you have mental illness or something, or you're a criminal. Putting your nurse hat on, evaluating yourself, tell us what you do suffer from so people can we can evaluate whether it has somehow clouded the story you're telling us.
What you mean, what I get care and treatment for myself?
Yes. From a mental health standpoint.
Depression, anxiety, those are my main issues that I suffer from.
So it's not as though you have delusional or paranoias or something that would make you sort of confabulate stories, right?
No.
Okay. Greg, does that satisfy you at all, or is that you still suspect?
No, it doesn't really satisfy me, because I just don't understand why she's telling the story now. Right. But did you at all feel threatened for your life?
I have a question for Cassandra.
I've actually been working with law enforcement. I actually started talking with the FBI from February 2013. Then Phoenix PD started asking me questions, so this did not come overnight.
Jillian?
Cassandra, you know, I know that Jodi confessed to you that she had something, she talked obsessively about her attorney. I'm wondering now what you think that she should get as a sentence. She either gets death, life, or, 25 years? What do you think would be the proper term for her to serve?
The death sentence.
And then Anahita.
Excuse me?
I just want to know, was Jodi as confident? Yeah, my question is, was Jodi as confident behind closed doors in her case as she showed herself to be, like, during the trial and in all of her media interviews? Did she ever express to you that she actually feared she could be convicted?
She truly believed when she was in a cell with me that she would actually walk out of straight jail. She think a jury would find her innocent.
And then,
she was that confident.
And Cassandra, my understanding is, again, you said she's made you feel sick and scared. I guess I got to take a break, but I want to continue that conversation, and I want you to tell us what's so disturbing, or what you think she's. I also understand you have alleged that she's carrying on the outside with her minions somehow. I want to hear more about that. So we'll be right back after this.
Were you crying when you were shooting him?
I don't remember.
Were you crying when you were stabbing him?
I don't remember.
How about when you cut his throat? Were you crying then?
I don't know.
So take a look then. And you're the one that did this, right?
Yes.
And you're the same individual that lied about all this, right?
Yes.
Back with Jenny and Cassandra Collins, who shared a jail cell with Jodi Arias. Also bringing now in a Behavior Bureau, Nikki, Leanne, Jennifer, and Judy. You can join the conversation right now by tweeting us at @DrDrewHLN, #Behavior Bureau. Judy, it seems that inmates were manipulated by Jodi and her lies. What do you make of that?
Well, Dr. Drew, it feels to me like Jodi is actually creating her own little Jodi cult. She has so many characteristics of what we know to be cult leaders. You know, the extreme narcissism, really needing admiration and respect and loyalty from everybody, being hypersensitive to criticism. You know, all of these characteristics together just reminds me of some of the cult leaders of the past.
Really very interesting. Cassandra, what do you make of that?
I totally agree, because she was very manipulative and very calculative when I lived with her, and she was trying to, even from my nursing background, she even had a different version of what happened between her and Travis Alexander on that day, and then I heard a new version at her trial.
What was
she tried
that?
to claim with me she got a concussion.
She had a concussion.
She wanted to know how severe would a concussion have to be for her to have that type of memory loss.
Oh, I see. She's trying to explain why she didn't know what was going on. Back to the panel. Nikki, you have questions for Cassandra? Nikki.
Yeah, I do, actually. Hey, Cassandra, did you go to law enforcement about Jodi's threat to Juan Martinez?
I went to, the FBI did my initial interview in February 2013, and then the rest of my communications with the FBI for Phoenix was through via emails. And then on July 1st, Sergeant Kane and Lieutenant Burkhurst asked me questions about Jodi Arias.
Jennifer?
And Lieutenant Burkhurst basically said, Cassandra, if she made any threats, you need to let us know.
Wow.
Okay, Jennifer, go ahead.
I'm wondering, Cassandra, you spent quite a bit of time with her. So do you think that if she does not get the death penalty and ends up in jail, that she could actually somehow be rehabilitated? Do you think that that's possible?
Or to follow on that question, or will she be dangerous from jail?
Yeah.
I think she'd be dangerous from prison, because I think if she was put in maximum security general population, I think she would try to control that population. I think she is very dangerous. I think she would repeat her crime. She is very vindictive and hateful. She made threats against the prosecuting attorney. I believe she would try to carry out those threats.
Wow.
She's
Well, I have an actually
extremely
follow-up.
dangerous individual.
I have a follow-up to that then, because you had mentioned that, you know, she had said to you, Cassandra, at one point in time, like, that if you spoke out against her, that she would come after you. And if you believe that she is that threatening, then you're speaking out publicly against her now. Are you scared? I mean, why not speak to law enforcement and then just kind of go away from the public eye so that you keep yourself safe?
Yes, I am scared, but I know I did the right moral thing. I was in a position where I went to Troy Hayden, because I felt that was a better choice that I have, is to go public with it and expose it and make sure everyone's well aware of what her threats were.
Leanne.
Cassandra, well, thank you very much. It's very courageous of you to come on the show tonight. I have a question for you. You had mentioned that everybody was sort of brainwashed by her, you included, but you kind of took it as, well, I'm going to go along with her just to shut everybody up. I mean, were there any girls, any inmates that did not like Jodi Arias?
No, I never liked Jodi Arias. I didn't go along with her at all, because she tried to ask me to do numerous favors for her, and I never complied.
Wow.
She tried to manipulate me by asking, you know, me to be a mule and to get letters on the outs for her that, you know, get them past MCO's deputies, and I would never do that. I told her flat out no. So, no, I was not manipulated by her. I never did.
But what about all the other inmates? They were, like, holding up signs saying, we love Jodi, she's innocent. I mean, what do you make of that?
That was during the trial, and do you think really an inmate in jail is going to snitch out another inmate in front of a reporter? You know, snitches don't last long in jail. So I think that was all kind of for show.
Got it.
Hang on a second.
Cassandra, I have a question for you.
I got, you know what, I'm running out of time, guys. I got to remind everyone that we cannot independently confirm what Cassandra is saying. These are her opinions alone. Jenny, you want to finish me up here?
I did. I just want to know, was she doing artwork while she was in jail? Like she had said she was an artist.
Yeah, she did. At least a drawing a week.
And then she's selling that stuff, right? And
of course.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Cassandra, thank you so much. It's interesting. It's chilling. It's kind of worse than I thought, actually. I mean, I like the way we opened this conversation with Judy's framing her as a cult leader. It's kind of an interesting way of thinking about her.
Yeah,
and,
she would be more dangerous than in general population. I truly believe Juan Martinez is doing absolutely the right thing. He knows
Cassandra,
what he's doing.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, panel.